Today we'll be installing a new toilet and we'll be fixing a flange that's setting too low. So come along, let's get to fixing. We have a flange that is setting too low in the floor. The tile work just got done. We're going to be adding some of these spacers right here. Going to put those on with some silicone. He started to go a little bit too thin. What you want to do there is you want to go with a big, thick bead of silicone. And how you do that is actually pull it up off of the flange a little bit and then go around like this. All right, and you're going to get a much bigger bead around there. You want to do that on every ring that you're going to install. It kind of got stuck here on the lip of the tile. The tile actually had to be cut again. The dudes that put his tile in, they didn't do a great job around that. And then, of course, there's no wood on that right side of the flange. So it's things like this, right? So the toilet bolts are one way that this is going to hold together. And then we're going to shoot some brass screws in. These are solid brass wood screws. These are 2 inches long. And then now we are going to wipe off all that excess silicone that's on the inside there. You can see it. Use a rag if you need to. You can see that flange is completely secured. It's locked down, ain't going nowhere, and it's setting on the finished floor. Now we're ready for a wax ring. So with the wax ring, I like to just give it a little turn on the flange, get it centered, push down just a little bit. And then I also like to take my finger and I like to wipe around the edge of this thing and just kind of smooth it all in place right there. Next, he's going to take the toilet. We're going to pop the toilet on. It definitely helps with these long bolts to act as a guide, right? So you can just get right down in there, make sure that that's centered. You want to make sure that your toilet is going on flat and straight. Once you get it in there, now you're able to just give it a push straight down on. Goes all the way down to the floor. And we got to give a shout out to the contractor for making this bathroom so small that you can only use a round front toilet. It sucks. Now you want to add the toilet bolt cover, the washer, and the nut. A hollow shaft nut driver comes in real handy when doing this. You want to switch sides. I like to alternate, tighten them both down, kind of the same. Make sure it's both all secure that way. Then use a mini hack, or if you have one of those cool little Milwaukee grinders, I think those are pretty awesome one of these days. Until then, Tom's hacking away here. You can get it just to barely the edge, and then you can kind of snap the bolt off. A little bit of water and toilet paper will take all that gold dust away. Get that little area all cleaned up. Tighten it up just a little bit more, because sometimes when you saw it, it loosens it up. Pop your cover on. That part's good. Now, I like to put a towel down. Take your toilet tank, set it up on your toilet. Put the tank to bowl gasket on. Grab your bolts. Just telling him that, hey, only the rubber washers on the bolts. Pop those through. All right, so at this point, we've lost a washer, and we're searching. Who knows? Turns out it was in the wax ring box. All right, how it got there, who knows? But now we're able to. Now Tom is going to put the toilet tank on, and he kind of misses the mark a little bit here, but we're right back on track, right? It's hard to see. I think the camera in your face, right? All that stuff. Kind of hard to roll with. Now he's just making sure that everything gets lined up before he starts tightening. Get it adjusted. Get our washer and our nut started. Get those nice and tightened up there. You want to tighten up a little bit on each side at a time. Now check it, make sure it's good. Ready for a supply line. We use a braided flex here. Like, these are super easy. They're about 10 bucks at the store, anywhere you get them these days. And they just work really well, right? With this, especially with the CPVC down there, because I know his house has CPVC in it, you want to hold the valve while you're putting this on, right? I had to emphasize that to him. I've actually had it one time where where I was putting a supply line on, that valve broke off on me and started flooding the house. So after he got that hand tight, he tightened it down a little bit more with a crescent wrench, no more than one full turn. To tighten it up onto the fill valve, you just go hand tight and it'll be good to go. Slowly turn the water on, let it fill, flush it. I always tell people, treat it like a 5-year-old would treat it, right? This is a kid's bathroom. They're going to put some toilet paper in it. So do that a couple times as well. Give it a flush. Check out the bulge, check out the fill valve, check everything. Make sure nothing is leaking on your toilet. And then we'll go ahead, we'll be able to put the toilet seat on. Pop the covers. With the toilet seat, because the nuts are so weird, you're going to have to tighten it from the top, right? So a little screw gun like this is just going to hook you right up. Make quick work of it. Boom, you're in. Put a tank lid on. You're good to rock and roll. And the last thing you want to do is use some siliconized acrylic caulk on the bottom of your toilet. We did not have that, so Tom's going to do it later.